and happy NCA All-Star Week. This is it, the moment teams work so very hard for all season long to take the stage at the NCA All-Star National Championship with hopes of wearing that iconic national champion jacket and of course hoisting that one and only megaphone trophy. I don't have to tell you all that this is a big weekend ahead. You can already feel the suspense and the excitement building, and it's also a special one as we celebrate 30 years of the NCA All-Star National Championship in Dallas, Texas. This week, we're gonna get you ready for the 2025 NCA All-Star National Championship with two very special guests, plenty of previews of what to keep an eye on. I'm your host, Amber Salas, and we have plenty to dive into in this week's episode of the League by Varsity All-Star Weekly Series. Well, first things first, let's get you all up to speed with all that's happening around the League by Varsity All-Star. A super national event weekend means there's some big time points on the line this weekend. 700 points, and it's the second to last opportunity to earn those 700 points as we're getting down to the wire here. So ahead of the big weekend out in Dallas, let's take a look at where things currently stand on the leaderboard. As always, we're going to take a look at some of our League 6 action. First up on the all-girl side, not much movement here across the entire top 10 of the leaderboard, as many of these teams did not compete this weekend as they prepare for NCA. But shout out to Rain Athletics Royalty from Level 6 Limited Extra Small. Royalty moved up 25 spots to now be in the top 10. They are currently tied for number 6 here. You see them with 2,373 points. They racked up 600 points from a first place finish at COA Grand Nationals this last weekend. I'm super interested to see how all this is going to move around after almost every single one of these teams that we see here in the top 10 is going to be in action at NCA All-Star Nationals. Generals and Fearless, our top two teams, are currently the only two teams that have 6 total events so far. That means they can drop a lower score for hopefully some big time points this weekend. Let's take a look now at the League 6 co-ed leaderboard. 1 through 7 is going to stay put here on our top 10, but 8 through 10 is what we're going to want to keep an eye on. We've got some teams making moves after a great weekend at COA Grand Nationals. Diamonds All-Stars Black and Gym Time All-Stars Rouge, they're both at number 8 and 9. Both picked up 600 points from a first place finish. And Element Elite Tumbling and Cheer Radium took 548 points from a third place finish. But once again, when looking at this top 10, most of these teams they're already up to 5 events. They'll be earning their 6-point value this weekend at NCA All-Star Nationals. This leaderboard is one I cannot wait to see next Tuesday to see how it changes or what teams are gonna make those big jumps. Now let's go ahead and take a look at D1 Senior. We're taking a look at the top 3 teams here in the West region. Rival Athletics Agony is taking over that top spot with 2,698 points from 6 total events. They just boosted up their score, picking up 500 points from the American Celebration Salt Lake City Nationals this weekend. Fusion All-Stars Wildfire and Fusion All-Stars Bomb Squad both made pretty big jumps as well to now be in the top 3. Both of those teams earned 500 points from a first place finish at the American Celebration Salt Lake City Nationals. And all 3 of these teams are now up to 6 total events, and they now can just continue to boost up their overall point total as they drop some of those lower scores for those higher ones. And finally, let's go ahead and take a look at D2 Youth. We're taking a look at the Midwest region here. It's almost a whole new top 10 in this conference as these teams were hard at work this weekend, many of them in action at COA Grand Nationals. Let's hear it for J-Pack Radiance. They are making a statement, taking over the top 3 spots here. Glow and Halo are currently tied For first place, they have 2,800 points from 5 events. Almost every team here in the top 10 is at 5 events, which is great to see them all making it count. JPAC Radiance really had a strong weekend with these 3 teams here. They all picked up 600 points from a first place finish at COA Grand Nationals. Not only that, Glow and Halo, who are currently tied for first place, are also both undefeated so far this season. So it's been awesome to follow along with all of their success. And remember, you can see the leaderboard updates every single Tuesday by checking out tv.varsity.com and clicking on the standings tab. As we continue to prepare for NCA All-Star Nationals, I feel like I could truly talk about every single division and speak to the level of excellence displayed across the board. You truly can't go wrong when it comes to this event, but there is one division that I have had so much fun following along with that I want to call your attention to, and that's the Level 6 Senior Medium Division. 8 teams are set to take the stage, and we saw 7 of them earlier in the month at CheerSport Nationals. This time around, we're adding Central Jersey All-Stars bombshells to the mix. They're going to be joining in on the fun. In this division, 5 of these teams are in the top 20 for the League 6 All-Girl, which just truly speaks to the level of success all of these teams have found all season long. So as they prepare to take the arena stage, let's go check in with the Level 6 Senior Medium and see how they're feeling at this point in the season.
You know, this journey has not only been a push, but a great level of energy. That's like the best word I can use to describe this season so far is just energy. We have the motivation and the drive to just get better each practice, and I think that's really what our key is this season, to get better and better.
A weekend like this with NCA coming up and amazing hit we have, I think we're very confident in our skills and our ability, and we are ready to conquer the NCA floor and show everybody who we really are.
It has been so much fun. CheerSport is like one of our favorite competitions. We love seeing everyone. We have worked so hard to get here. I just want to shout out to all of my team and all the hard work we put in, because day in and day out, we work blood, sweat, and tears every single day, and CheerSport has been so fun to kind of showcase all of the hard work that we put in.
I went into CheerSport really confident because we hit 3 pullouts before coming here, and we all know that we're going to do our job, and that's what matters. We all trust each other on the floor. I'm just excited to see what the coaches have, any changes that we're going to make, because I know that whatever we're going to do is going to be amazing. What excites me the most is that a lot of the girls on the team are new this year. I want to say there's not a lot of veterans, but it's amazing because we've all bonded, we've all came together, we learned how to work together, and just have created such a strong bond, and like we're all there for each other, and it's just so amazing and pure.
What excites me the most is that we still have so much more room to grow. I know that this is not our peak right now. We are going to continue to excel in such a wonderful trajectory, and I just can't wait for that moment.
Every single one of these teams has picked up a big win at some point along the way this season. We're so excited to see them all shine together in that arena. Well, every year is so memorable when it comes to the NCA All-Star National Championship, but especially this season as we reflect on 30 years of this incredible event in Dallas, Texas, and also as we soak it in one last time before taking things over to Houston. So joining us now, I'm so excited for the one and only NCA legend to join us, Justin Carrier, Vice President of All-Star Experience. Justin, welcome. Happy NCA week. How's it going?
Happy NCA week, Amber. I'm so excited. The party has started.
It is a party, indeed. All right, well, this is the 30th season of NCA All-Star Nationals in Dallas, Texas. So many incredible years and memories. What comes to mind for you when you think of all the special memories over the years?
I'll tell you what, I sent an email to coaches today that reminded everybody this is my favorite event of the year. You know, Varsity, we run tons of events every season, and a lot of them are very special for different ways, but this is the one for me personally that I've been doing for 30 years, either as a coach, athlete, spotter, legality judge, event producer, whatever that is. And you know, it has been 30 years of NCA All-Star Nationals, but I want to kind of give credit that NCA in Dallas started in 1981. So NCA Nationals has been in Dallas for 44 years. It was all high school divisions. It was high school nationals until 19 87, which is the first time they added All-Star. NCA offered All-Star divisions at high school nationals starting in 87. And then in 95 was when there were so many All-Star teams at high school nationals, it warranted having its own standalone event. So 95 was the first year of NCA All-Star Nationals. Because remember, up to that point, cheerleading was all school teams. And so having an actual all-star competition was a really new concept.
Definitely. So special to think about how it started and where we are at today, standing strong. But we got to go back to registration season. I remember you tweeting out all the updates. 1,750 teams registered in 6.5 minutes. That is insane. But just what does that say about how special NCA All-Star Nationals is year after year?
Well, I think what it says is that this event is as important to all of these athletes as it is to those of us at Varsity who produce it. It is a really exciting event. Registration in general is really stressful because I know that there are teams who come every year who aren't going to be able to get in just because they didn't hit the send button fast enough. So that part is really stressful. So while I love to enjoy the moment of knowing how fast it fills up, it also fills me with dread because I know that there are programs that aren't going to get the chance to return this year, who love it just as much again as those of us who run it.
We've been saying so far this season, this is it. This is the last one in Dallas before heading to Houston for just a little bit in 2026. Can you give fans any teaser as to what we can be excited about taking this over to Houston?
Houston's going to be really cool. I'm not trying to diss Dallas right now because I love Dallas and Dallas will always be home. But what Houston is providing for us is really cool. You know, we're going to be in the Toyota Center. We're not going to have the arena in Houston, but we are going to have the Toyota Center, which is where, you know, the Rockets play. It's a really cool venue. It's never had cheerleading in it before. It's going to be really neat to see what that feels like. And if it's going to be another opportunity to create this unique venue that NCA is known for, you know, with the NCA Arena, with the Daytona Bandshell for college nationals. I'm really excited to see what the Toyota Center brings. The convention center in Houston is laid out a little differently, but a little bit more consistently. So I think a lot of it's going to feel different than what you're used to at NCA, but some of it's going to feel the same. And then the other thing that I love is if you go just 4 hours south to Houston from Dallas, there is that much less likely a chance of an ice storm. So I'm looking forward to the more predictable weather leading into All-Star Nationals in Houston. And I think the chance for us to spread out more outside during the day instead of everybody being inside the convention center.
I think that's a breath of fresh air for a lot of people. That is going to be so awesome, and I'm so excited to see. But okay, back to this weekend. We're starting things off on Friday, a full slate of action, and of course, battle in the arena. We've got some League 6 teams and our Cheer Abilities teams. What are you most looking forward to as this special weekend gets underway?
Battle in the arena is going to be really touching for me. We're going to pay homage to the city of Dallas and all the athletes and teams that have made our experience in Dallas so awesome. Some of them will be performing. But Amber, what I'm really looking forward to, and we haven't had a chance to completely align on this, but just like I got to interview you during the League Live show, and now you are interviewing me during the League Weekly series, I'm hereby inviting you to host the League Live show during Battle in the Arena because I'm going to be too stressed out doing everything else with NCA and with the other things going on in the arena on Friday night. I'm going to invite you to go live with the League by Varsity All-Star and host on my behalf. But you can't mess it up. At least you can't mess it up any more than I typically mess it up.
Oh my gosh.
If you are down for the challenge, we'd love to have you.
I love it. What an honor and such the best exciting news ever. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so excited.
It's live. So
yeah,
you can't redo
we gotta go.
You can only apologize. You can only apologize afterwards when you make a mistake.
Yes, well, how awesome. Well, You and Ainsley have been doing such an awesome job with all of the League by Varsity All-Star live shows, so I am so excited to jump in there and to be able to be a part of all the fun. And everyone, you got to tune in and join us Friday night, Varsity TV. So much great action. And Justin's going to be leading it at the helm too, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to working with you that night instead of interviewing you by you. We've got a lot of fun things planned, and I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see it all come together, and for all of the fans and the spectators and those at home on VTV or in person in the arena to get to experience a great kickoff to our 30th year of All-Star Nationals.
Awesome. And like you mentioned there, of course, a special look back on all the memories we've had in Dallas. I think that might make me cry, but I'm here for the ride. All right, well, Justin Carrier, thank you so much for joining us. We know you're a busy man this week, but we really appreciate it, and we can't wait to see you at NCA and all the awesome things that are set to come this weekend.
See you soon.
All right, that's Justin Carrier. We'll see him in action. And don't forget, like you said, join us this Friday, Battle in the Arena. So many exciting things to come. Of course, it's all on Varsity TV. It wouldn't be a big event weekend without checking in with Alex Gaggioli and CheerTheory to get us all up to date on some of those key stats and storylines heading into a big weekend like the NCA All-Star National Championship. Alex, welcome back to the show. Such an exciting weekend ahead. How are you feeling this week?
I'm feeling great, and I am very excited about one of the best weekends, one of the most anticipated weekends of the cheerleading season. We're about to see some of the best routines that this season has to offer, and it's the last time in the iconic arena for at least a few years, and I think it's going to be a great, very nostalgic weekend.
I couldn't agree more. I've already been nostalgic looking through some of my pictures back competing in the arena a long time ago. But as we reflect on 30 years of action in Dallas and thinking of some of those iconic moments in the arena and all around, are there any of those top moments that stand out to you as you reflect back on all of the NCA All-Star Nationals of the past?
Yeah, I've been to a lot of NCAs, so I couldn't think of, there's so many iconic moments, and the two that stood out the most to me are, they're similar to one another. You had Cheer Athletics Panthers in 2023, their music cut out and the crowd immediately started counting for them, and I feel like it was one of cheerleading's first true viral moments. I think it was on Good Morning America. It was just a very funny thing the week after to have so many people focused on our most popular cheer event, but that was cool. And then the same thing had happened to Cheer Extreme Cougars in 2018, and they went on to win, and that was a really cool moment. I think one of the most interesting things about NCA is that it's you have one single arena where 95% of all the world's teams competing that weekend are on the same mat, and it's the first opportunity that a lot of these teams will be on a national stage competing outside of their region and stepping into the limelight of sorts for the first time. And it's a big opportunity for those teams to get recognized for their hard work. So that's one of my favorite parts.
Definitely. It always brings out a special level of excellence for sure. So this can also be a big weekend for some of these League 6 teams, the League 6 All-Girl and League 6 Co-Ed, especially if these teams secure those big 700 points. I think we're going to see some big shakeups on both of those leaderboards. So is there anything you kind of already have an eye on heading into the weekend when it comes to the League 6?
Yeah, this is the second to last 700 points event of the season. So, those races are, getting pretty close. And, I looked at those top two teams in the League 6 Co-Ed conference, and Stars Vipers His and Woodlands Lake Black Ops, who are in first and second respectively, both already have 6 events under their belt and, are now looking to replace some of those lower point values with higher points. So, if they secure those 700 points this weekend, that's going to be huge for them. And, taking a look at, that top leaderboard and all the teams competing, a lot of teams are about to grab that 6-point value. So, we're deep in the season now, and after this weekend, I think a lot's going to change.
Definitely. I'm so excited to take a look at all these leaderboards come Tuesday once this event wraps up. But as we mentioned, this event, it just brings out a different level of excellence when it comes to all these great teams and divisions. Is there anything you specifically are keeping an eye on or excited to see this weekend with all these great teams and divisions?
Yeah, there's so many things. The first thing is that NCA will be the first competition and the only competition this season where all 24 of the USA eligible Worlds divisions will be at the same competition, and they're all stacked with talent. And even that International Open 6 division where there aren't currently any USA-based teams in that division, but we'll see 3 great Canadian teams take that on, which is really cool to see. We talk about medium senior a lot on this show and off this show, and CJA Bombshells will face off with the entire division for the first time. 7 of those 8 teams were at CheerSport just a couple weeks ago, and it's going to be a pretty epic rematch. And adding Bombshells in there, I think, is going to add another level of excitement. And then an extra small co-ed. A lot of these teams have been competing against each other all season long, but it's the first time since WSF that we're seeing CJA Team Guns, Gym Time Fever, Ice Lightning, and Tierville Anarchy, and a bunch of others face off. A lot has changed since December, so it'll be interesting to see what they bring to the map. And, let's not forget those international divisions either. Open Small Co-ed 6, Cheer Athletics Swoosh Cats, Spirit of Texas Rain, and the California All-Stars Cali Co-ed will all face off for the first time. They've all individually faced off at different competitions, but this is the first time all 3 of them are together. And then International Open Large Co-ed 6, it's a CheerSport rematch between Wildcats, Double O, and Electric, which I know a lot of people are excited to see.
So many great teams just mentioned there. And like you said, almost every single one of them has had a big moment or a big win at some point this season. So now's the fun of how we get to see them all come together. All right, that is Alex Gaggioli and CheerTheory. Alex, be sure to scope out a good spot in the arena. We know you're going to be there all day bringing us the latest updates, but we're so excited to see you there, and we'll have a lot to catch up on next week as we recap NCA All-Star.
Can't wait. I'll see you soon, Amber.
All right. Thanks, Alex. That's Alex Gaggioli from CheerTheory joining us here on the League by Varsity All-Star Weekly Series. Let's take a look now at some things that stood out around the cheer community this weekend. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Max All-Stars Rain out at the American Celebration Salt Lake City Nationals. Rain hit 0 on both days and they scored a 99.65. The technique and execution were just beautiful to watch. I love their spin down and jump rope transition in their stunt sequence. This is definitely a team I'm going to keep an eye on as they head into NCA All-Star with some great momentum. But let's also take a look at a few division recaps from COA Grand Nationals. Here's a look right now at how things went down in the Level 6 Senior Extra Small Co-ed division, where 3 teams were in action. Finishing in 3rd place was Cheer Athletics Pittsburgh Steel Cats with a 94.6833. In 2nd place was Cheerville Nightmare with a 95.8833. And your national champion finishing in that top spot was Ace of Huntsville Freebirds. They hit 0 to finish with a 96.5333. Freebirds has a very exciting routine this season, but some of the top highlights for me are their back handspring ups to immediate lib, and I also really love the visual element of their pyramid. They have this big transition across the stage into that front flip over. Super awesome to watch. Also from COA Grand Nationals, let's take a look at what went down in the Level 4 Junior D2 Small Division. 4 teams were in action in this one. 2 out of these 4 teams hit 0, and these scores were so close and exciting, so let's take a look at how this one played out. Finishing in 4th place was Ohio Cheer Explosion C4 with a 93.65. In 3rd place was FI Forecast, hitting 0 to score a 96.6667. In 2nd place, it was the Leopard Sharks from Carolina Spirit Athletics with a 96.8333. And taking the win after a hit zero performance was off-main All-Stars Heat with a 97.2667. So after a great weekend for Heat, let's take this a little deeper and see where they're at on our hit zero meter. Heat has been doing very well in the D2 Junior Midwest standings. They're currently in 5th place on that leaderboard. Heat has performed at 5 events this season, performing the routine a total of 9 times. They've hit zero 6 out of those 9 times, bringing them in at a 67% on the hit zero meter. I just really enjoy watching those whip tucks that come right up to the front to open the routine in a big way. And I also think their spinning switch ups and full ups and their stunts are so visual. Everything always seems to be twisting, moving, or switching up, which makes it very fun and visual for the fans to watch. It's time now to see what's in store for this week's question of the week. But before we do that, we want to take a look back and reveal what that answer was from last week. Last week, we jumped right into that NCA All-Star trivia, and we asked you, how many years has NCA All-Star Nationals been taking place in Dallas, Texas? Hopefully you're just listening to Justin there, because he revealed quite a few of those answers right there. But here's a look at how you all voted. Some fun news to share with you all also. This was the most voted fan poll yet, so you all really love your NCA trivia. So awesome to see everyone get involved here. So without further ado, let's look at those voting results. 35% of you said NCA All-Star Nationals has been in Dallas, Texas for 28 years. 31% of you said 30 years. 26% of you said 35 years. And 4% of you said 20 years. And the answer is 30 years of NCA All-Star Nationals in Dallas, Texas. So awesome to see, and as Justin mentioned, we're gonna take a look back with Battle in the Arena this Friday to kick everything off. So be sure to tune in. This week, we're gonna keep it going with the NCA All-Star knowledge as we're heading into this exciting weekend. We wanna know, how many teams are set to compete this weekend at NCA All-Star Nationals? And once again, we have a few options for you to choose from. So go ahead, scan this QR code right now to join in on the action. The options are 1,800 teams, 1,564 teams, 1,716 teams, or 1,426 teams. Quite a few options to choose from there, so if you think you know the answer, go ahead, scan the QR code, let us know what you think, and be sure to tune in next week as we reveal the answer. All right, well, that's just about all the time we have for this week's episode, and I know you all are getting ready to pack up and start hitting the road to Dallas, Texas for the NCA All-Star National Championship. But before we go, let's take a look at what's happening all around the League by Varsity All-Star and all the points up for grabs. Of course, the big one, the super national event, NCA All-Star Nationals going down in the Southwest, 700 points on the line. Out in the West region, Pac West Grand Nationals has 500 points up for grabs. The American Open Orlando Nationals has 400 points on the line. And the Athletic Championships Kansas City Nationals is also worth 400 points. So that's what's going on this weekend. You can, of course, always follow along on Varsity TV, heading to the website and clicking on that Schedules tab to see everything that'll be streamed this weekend. And don't forget about Battle in the Arena that's going down on Friday night as we kick off the NCA All-Star National Championship. Some of the highest scoring League 6 teams are going to perform exhibition routines, those that have done really well in the League by Varsity All-Star the past few seasons. That's also along with our incredible Cheer Abilities team. So you can follow along with all that action, including the League by Varsity All-Star live show. And I know so many programs are hard at work this week putting in those final touches before heading to NCA. So just remember, the work is worth it, and we'll see you in Dallas.